Oh wait, the mic's on. I didn't know that. Hi. Oops. Forgot the mic was on. Anyway, hello. Hello from London. Haven't had much of a chance to stream recently because the roommate never leaves. But then he left. And he says he's not going to be back until 5 or 6, which is a good long enough time for me to stream, I think. So, hello there, Internet. Welcome to MonotoneTim in the morning, or in the afternoon if you are also in Britain, or God knows what time zone you're in, I have no idea. But anyway, hello. Might as well stream before there is a riot. I was actually sort of worried I wouldn't be able to stream at all while I was here. But no, I think I'm alright. Problem is, a lot of the streams now are going to be at really weird times if you're expecting, like, a normal time for, like, Eastern Standard Time Zone. Not gonna happen, I'm sorry. However, this week I could probably stream a couple weekdays at, like, 8 a.m. to noon my time, which is, like, 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't go to bed and you'll be fine. Might work out well if you're on the West Coast, but other than that, it's going to be a bunch of really wonky stream times. But, you know, that's what the recordings are for. Recordings are always there for you, and you can just hide the chat and pretend it's live. Or type in the chat and just pretend you're typing in the chat on the screen. Totally the same thing. Anyway, if you thought the Twitch lag was bad before, it's probably way worse now that I'm streaming everything to Sweden versus New York City, or, what was it, Virginia, I think it used to be. So, here's hoping that all works out. And if this version of the Oregon Trail ends up being super delayed, you just sort of have to anticipate dying of cholera instead of waiting for it to actually happen, because you know it'll probably happen regardless. Anyway, haven't dropped any frames yet, finally sorted out the internet here. Turns out it needs a cable, which I got. And now I think everything should more or less be pretty stable, stream-wise. So, who's up for some Oregon Trail? I am. And by that I mean I have to put the ISO in, if I could find it. There it is. Probably in the Oregon folder. Oregon Trail 2. That's the nice thing about streaming computer games versus console games. You can just make a disk image of everything you own when you're at home. Then you don't have to bring anything with you, and then Windows File Explorer could stop responding, and then why is it opening image burn? No, don't do that. Close. Yes. Close. Stop. That one. I have a copy of Dust in the drive. One of these days I'll finish Dust, but I don't think that's going to be today. I'll finish Dust like a year later, so by the time I start playing it again, everybody would have forgotten how it goes. Then I can pretend it's new content again. Genius. Where's the data folder? There it is. Does this still work in the UK? Is the Oregon Trail region locked? Oh, dude, it's the weirdest thing. Going on to YouTube and having YouTube have the gall to tell me, you're not in the right region to watch this video. Me. Can't do that, YouTube. I'm from America. I've got the right to watch everything and anything. God. Now I feel really bad. For all those people who just don't have free reign to everything up on YouTube. Also, thank you for subscribing, Chuck Moritz. So welcome to the Oregon Trail. It's got a few pieces missing, but that's okay. It's mostly kinda there. Let's close this. Let's capture the game. It's still got some blocks taken out of it, but that's okay. And hey, I haven't dropped any frames. Thank God. Let's put that there. Let's get the chat up. Make the chat like 666. Thereabouts. I don't know if I'm audible to the other units on my floor. If I am, everyone's probably really confused. AKA, why is this foreign kid talking to himself? But there's no private rooms. There's nowhere to go in my residence hall if you just want to get a room and mumble to yourself nonstop. So it's waiting for the roommate to leave or never streaming again. But I think he gets out every now and then, so it might work. And let's get the Oregon chat up. Oregon chat. Got it. Chat colors only. Get rid of that. Move this. I don't have the second monitor here, so normally what I would do is just take the XSplit window and throw it off to the side, except I don't have a side to throw it off to. So, gotta find room on the screen for everything. Oops, I forgot to capture the Oregon chat. There we go. Let's shrink you, like 70-ish%. Yeah, that's fine. Want to keep an eye on all the frames that I drop, or ideally don't drop. Let's make it full size again. Hang on. Now I can't see the game. Shrink you. That's not too bad. It's a little too small. That's better. Okay, center that up. Is that centered? Not really. Is it centered now? That's close enough. I like it. There, perfect. Let's not touch anything before I break it. So, hey, good morning on the East Coast, good afternoon in the UK, and I guess most of Europe, and God knows what time it is everywhere else. But good whatever it is there as well. Stream from Starbucks. I think Starbucks is like the last remaining bit of Americana that I could find here. That and KFC, because holy hell, is there more KFC in the UK than you'd ever imagine. More than McDonald's, more than Burger King. I think I saw one Burger King the entire time. Not a single Wendy's, and don't even think about White Castle, because I highly doubt there's any. Not like you'd want to go to White Castle anyway. But regardless, I updated the stream title, right? Yes, I think I did. Excuse me, let me double check. Good evening in Australia. Sure, why not? Whatever time it is there. Yes, I updated that. Cool. Now it's going to freeze. Oregon... that one. Nope, that's the old Oregon randomizer. I need the new one. That's not the new one. How do I always forget the link for this? I swear, I open it every stream and I can't remember. There it is. Got it. Alright. So hey, welcome to the Oregon Trail 2, welcome to the Oregon Trail 2 randomizer. Welcome to my Lang 8 profile, where everyone can tell me I'm doing Japanese incorrectly, but we'll not go on about that, because I'm embarrassingly awful. And... is this on the screen yet? Nah, not mostly. Okay, let's just do this. Let's screen cap the whole thing, and I'll make it pretty later on. It's a big mess, but that's okay for now. Also, a really weird thing you might come to notice about the stream, you're not going to notice it right now, but I guess it's fitting for it being a British thing. Where I live is on top of a music school for children, and every time I wake up, there's always kids playing violins in the background. And I'm not sure if they come in on the weekends, but you might hear a bunch of random violins in the background, which just really emphasizes how British and fancy and refined the stream has become now that I'm studying abroad for the semester. So just a heads up on that. So anyway, welcome to the Oregon Trail 2, welcome to the Oregon Trail 2 randomizer, welcome to the stream at some really weird time, and welcome to the trail journey of Tim, who is an adventurer, formerly a printer, that's a hell of a job, who in July 1850 ran out of ink at St. Joseph and went to get more at a Staples in Sacramento with no skills. No skills as a printer. That's unfortunate. Got a large farm wagon and 5 party members who are, of course, 20 years old for Team Red, 13 for Team Blue, 8 for Team Green, 65 for Team Pink, and 6 for Team Subs. So Team Red could be my wife, and Team Blue could be our 13-year-old adopted son, and if actually an 8-year-old came out of a 20-year-old, I'd be somewhat concerned. Maybe that doesn't work that way. Never mind. What's the banging noise? Hell if I know. Maybe the Queen's trying to get in on the stream. I have no idea. That's not my keyboard. That's... I don't know. Is there someone banging on the door outside? I don't think so. And wagon train. Large. Pace 12 plus hours a day. And filling rations. Also, before I forget, let me go put a thing under the mic to absorb some of the sounds. That may or may not help. I'm not sure. But I always have something at home. So let's try it out. One moment. Is it better? It's probably still going to make noise, but regardless, here is our trail journey randomizer thing. And here's the game. I'm going to punch all this stuff in. Is there an organ in London? There might be. There might be. No. Where is Oregon? USA. Yes, I could have assumed. Oregon in London. Oregon in London Road, Oregon, United States. That's not what I want. London, England. Oregon Square. There's one in Kent. Oregon Care. Speedy Cash. That's totally what I searched. I'm gonna go to Speedy Cash. You know, this is kind of far, but just for the novelty of going to Oregon Square, oh, it's tempting. It is tempting. Not much of a square, though. Kind of like a little archway. Is this like Oregon? Oh wow, it's like I'm back home. We have grass too in America. And dandelions, and cars, although I have no idea what this is. Speaking of cars, I swear I've never seen so many BMWs in my life. Oh. I just realized. Accidentally just closed the Oregon randomizer, so now I kind of forgot what I'm putting in. I can tell you though, I'm not Kelly. Let's start there. I'm an adventurer. I was a printer. 1850 from St. Joseph to Sacramento. I don't remember the month. Let's just leave it at May. Large farm wagon accompanied by 5 others, including Team Red, Team Naomi, Team James, Team Green, Team Pink, and Team Subs. Is this right? 20, 12, 65? Or maybe Pink was 65. I don't remember. Someone was 13 and someone was 8. Is the music loud enough? Actually, the music's probably too loud. Let me check. Oh, I can't check. I can't see the little volume thing. I'll assume it's fine. 2013 865 6. Okay, I'll take your word on that. If this is wrong, blame Chuck Moritz for lying to my face. 65 and 6. I'll take it. Alright. So welcome to the Oregon Trail. Welcome to my awful botched journal. Music is loud. I do love the music in this game, but maybe I'll turn it down a tad. There we go. That seems about right. I'm a printer with no skills. Not even printing skills. I suck at that too. I don't even know how I got the job. Thank you, nepotism. Oh man, this music. I'm telling you, man, Oregon Trail 2 has got the best music. I'm in love with this track.
The merchants here in town operate...
No, don't talk. Just want to listen to this. Yes. Alright, let's go buy some stuff. I want to buy a boombox to bring this music with me everywhere. You're whistling the wrong song, sir. It's not Camptown Races. Okay, so let's play a fun game called How Long is the Twitch Delay from Europe? So, when I say go, say hi in the chat, okay? Go. How long is that? Probably vary. Rude Sandstorm is predicting lottery numbers here. Come on. Come on, chat. Come on, Twitch. You can do this. God, I need a coffee. Hey, there we go. It's only like a couple hours. That's not so bad. We'll manage that. Also, what is this? Is that Napoleon Dynamite? Anyway, let's buy some food. Actually, let's just buy everything. Why not? Nah, normal food. Why not? So the large farm wagon, I forget how much it holds. I'll probably overload it anyway, so... doesn't matter. 300 pounds of bacon, sure. 50 pounds of biscuits. Lots of butter. Lots of candy. I don't know what you guys really eat in England. Aside from fish and chips and mushy peas, which I have come to realize, that's actually a food. It's not just like a joke, it's not just like a flavor of baby food. No, mushy peas is actually a real food product that adults with teeth to chew food order. That was astounding to me. Speaking of, 30 pounds of celery reminds me. If you remember this from a prior stream, I don't know why I still have it bookmarked. I thought I had it bookmarked. Anybody remember this? I could buy the celery face mug. Luckily, this is actually in London, England, so if I really wanted, I could buy this and put it in the dorm. I could make this my new roommate. Unfortunately, for $65, $67, I think I'm going to have to pass. I'm sorry, celery face. Not this time. How about cheese? Oh god, coffee. I probably haven't had a cup of coffee in a week. I don't know if I'm miserable or liberated. I really can't tell. Also, I don't need any cornmeal. Screw it. It's too much money. Crackers. Dried beans. Wet beans. Freeze-dried beans. Dried vegetables. Flour. I'm good. I do need tea as well. Pounds of ham, sure, 50. Jars of honey, sure, 50. 27. Never goes bad. You can always have a bunch of honey. It'll be great. Slabs of lard, sure. 100 pounds of lard. Licorice. We'll give it to the kids we meet on the trail that we don't like, in lieu of actual candy. Maple syrup, molasses, onions. Oh god, there's still so much. 75 times 20, how much is that? God, 1,400 plus pounds of... no, 1,500 pounds of rice. Might be overkill. Do you think? Probably. Maybe just 400. I'm in England now, yes, I'm studying abroad until May something. In the United Kingdom. So... there's that. It's gonna be really weird for everybody else who's used to me streaming in the East Coast, but hey, just happy I could stream it all. The roommate kind of has a habit of never leaving. Also snoring as loud as you could ever imagine. Holy hell. Weird thing about it, though, is that if you clap really loudly while he's at the peak of his snoring, he will stop. It will quiet down immensely. I don't understand how it works, but my roommate's snoring works on like a clap-on, clap-off system. Boggles my mind, but I'm glad it works, because that's the only way I've been able to get any sort of sleep. Let's see. We need a gun. We need a rifle. We need gunpowder. We need bullets. Perfect. Why is it making all that thumping noise outside? Regular US-Britain transatlantic shipping begins. Yes, my people have come to save me. Let's buy some stuff. How'd I figure out the clapping? I looked up online how to get... It's actually sort of embarrassing. I looked up online how to get someone to stop snoring, and I didn't want to, like, hover over his face and smother him with a pillow or anything. And I heard, or I saw a post online that said, whistling makes people stop snoring. So I tried that, didn't work. Then I started yelling at him, because it was 3 a.m., like the night after I settled into my living place, and I've gotten virtually no sleep. And I started yelling at him in the middle of the night, and he stopped snoring. So I figured, okay, obviously I'm not being loud enough. Maybe I'll just try clapping. And it worked. And it makes me seem, I guess, a lot less deranged to people on the floor. So, I'll take it. I probably need another wagon. I think I've overloaded mine. Oh no, really? 3,100 pounds, that's totally doable. Let's buy some clothes first. Let's see, the Westerner Saloon.
How you doing?
How you doing? Quality clothing. You look like a man who knows quality. Let's do this. Blouses, bonnets, boots, dresses, hats, bears of underwear. I'm out of bees. Mittens, pants, petticoats, raincoat shirts. Speaking of coats, I swear everyone in London wears a peacoat. Everyone. And I feel like I don't fit in. Not at all. Clearly, I have to outfit myself as I'm doing on the Oregon Trail, and if I go around in petticoats, raincoats, shirts, shoes, and skirts all at once, I will be just like a real native. Perfect way to start your Saturday, grabbing some coffee. Can you mail me some? I haven't had coffee in the longest time. I'm dying. It's a hard habit to kick. Let's buy some miscellaneous crap. Oh, I never bought any medicine, did I? Not yet. Oh, let's buy some fun stuff. Oh, let's get a grandfather clock. I almost forgot. Grandfather clock? There we go. Only clock in the whole town. Yeah, now it's mine. Miscellaneous stuff. That one. Let's get a banjo, let's get some beads, let's get a fiddle, let's get some candles. It might be too many candles. Let's get 12 candles. Checkers, a guitar, a harmonica, a flute. Can never have enough grease. Or a mirror. 11 cents a pop. Maybe that's just the wind outside blowing on the window and it's rattling. I don't know. Let's get some matches in case we decide this whole thing is futile and we decide to blow up. The wagon, saddles. Anyone want oats? It's probably for the animals, but I could probably make some oatmeal out of that as well. What area am I staying in? Pretty close to Baker Street, honestly. Tobacco. Oh no. Where'd all my money go? Oh, wait, saddles. I don't need those. Not gonna ride anybody. What didn't I buy? I didn't buy drugs. I didn't buy any salt either. What am I gonna rub in my wounds? Is there a dance studio over the apartment? It's possible. England is very windy and wet this year. Yes. That it is. It rains. A lot. Sometimes it doesn't look like it's going to rain, and then it rains. Sometimes it stops raining, and then it rains again. I've sort of just gotten accustomed to that. I wear my jacket everywhere. Does my roommate watch Twitch? I don't think so, but he does play StarCraft and League of Legends until 2 AM, so... he might. Somebody here from Maryland, one of the girls on the trip, has a boyfriend who dropped out of school to make League of Legends parody videos. If that happens to be you and you're watching, hi, how are you doing? Do you want 2 pounds of licorice? We could be friends and bond over some bottles of nutmeg, as they did in the olden times. Quinine, sage, peppermint, olive oil. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just clicking things, to be honest. Let's get some whiskey. Let's get some witch hazel, because it begins with a W. Let's get some thermometers. 6 thermometers. Do we need that many? No. But there's enough mercury poisoning for everyone.
You heading out west?
No.
So am I. In fact, this will be my 2nd trip out on the trail.
This is my excited face.
I traveled out to the Oregon country 3 years ago. Liked it a lot, so I decided to come back east.
I liked Oregon so much, I left.
Take them all back to Oregon with me.
Do you have any advice?
Find yourself a good wagon train. That's the prime thing. Keep moving and don't take no cutoffs. Stick to the main trail and you'll be okay.
Hey man, I blaze my own trail. I think I bought everything. Wagon is right about 4,200 pounds. I got clothes, I got food, I got guns. I got animals, I got medicine. I've got banjos, mirrors, bonnets, flutes, rattly windows. All the important things. That's, I think, it. So, let's hit the trail. What train do you want to go with? Train 1, which is small, Train 3, which is big, Train 2, which is sort of medium, but it's honestly pretty big. About the same size as Train 3. Oh, I didn't buy any chains. Or rope, you're right. I should. How am I gonna make it to Oregon without my ropes and chain? Insane in the Game Brain says 2. Someone says 1, someone says 2. Next one calls it 2. Electric Gaming, Train 2, it is. Morale is high. It won't be for long, trust me. And down we go. Oh, that was fast. 1 mile. Hit the Missouri River already. 16 feet deep. Probably can't afford that. Do I have $5? I do. Let's not use it. Did I get peppermint? Sure did. Also got heavy fog. Also got thick dust. What do you think about Cold Spring?
Fine scenery round these parts.
Me too.
Greetings to you. Don't think we met yet.
Actually, I don't think I've ever spoken to you. Howdy.
I'm a heading west with my husband.
Aren't you
My
like
parents
12?
begged us not to go, to leave all the family behind. But we got the itch to move west, and here we go. Probably be the greatest adventure of our lives.
Yeah, you'll die. That's great.
Don't rightly have much advice to offer. I'm learning how to manage life on the trail as we go along.
Yeah,
Ask me in another couple weeks, and I'll probably have something to say then.
that was handy. Do you have a grandfather clock by chance? No. I'll take a water kit. Oh, for an ox, no. I don't think so,
Greetings to
kitty.
ya.
Get out of here. Okay, remember, we're headed to Sacramento, which means if we end up in Oregon, that's a bad thing. Oh, Team Subs has dysentery. Already. Oh, jeez.
They say that the earlier you start out on the trail, the less likely people are to get dysentery. Maybe we started a little too late.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's day 3, man. No one's late. We just began. I think this is a pre-existing condition.
They need rest, fluids, and good food, well salted.
Okay, let's salt Team Subs. Let's rub salt all over them.
Dysentery, eh? Don't you think it would be a good idea to stop and rest a few
Can you
days?
say dysentery again for me, please?
They need
Dysentery, eh?
Dysentery.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to stop and rest a few days?
Sure. Fluid and salt. There you go. Okay, Vermilion River. What do you think?
I think we should cross the river now.
Okay. 2 1/2 feet. I can do that. Early afternoon dysentery. Look, Team Subs will be fine. They only have abdominal cramps, dehydration, sudden severe diarrhea. Probably just pregnant. Or something. 2 feet. Might be tricky. That's fine. St. Joseph Road. Oh god, Which one goes to California? I'm assuming it's not the one called the Oregon Trail. What do you think?
Maybe we better consult our guidebook before deciding which road to take.
Nah, my gut says Independence Road. Where are we going? Wait, didn't we just go here? Why are we crossing the Big Blue River again? Wait, what is... Where are we going? Well, we're just gonna go back east. Ladies and gentlemen, our Oregon Trail adventure is over. Just backtrace, it's fine. What do you think about things? Do you know where I am? I don't. Do you have rope? I'll take rope. Yeah, to Virginia. I'm taking the wagon back home to New Jersey. Kansas River, 3 feet. Cock that, man. Wait, where? No, really, where are we going? Where are we going? Why are we going? Okay, we have made less progress than we would have had we never moved at all.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to our fair city.
This isn't
We'd be
California.
right pleased to have you take advantage of our various businesses and services. We have a general store well stocked in many of the provisions
Something
that
has
you will
gone terribly
undoubtedly
wrong
need
here.
in your travels. And you may well find other helpful enterprises as you tour our streets.
Oh. I just realized why it's called the Independence Trail. It's because it goes to Independence, Missouri. It doesn't go to California, does it?
Take your time. Spend a few days with us. We'll be more than glad to help you in any way that we can. You do have cash money, don't you?
No, sorry, just bitcoins. Guys, where... What? Oh, God. I think I might have looked at the guidebook. Well, welcome to Independence, Missouri. It just erased the entire thing we had done. Alright guys, they're starting to reel. Okay, let's go. None of that counted. We passed by the Blue Mound for nothing. Oops. Why am I going back? It just happened, okay? Oh hey, remember me? Do you have maps? I'll take a hatchet, because things aren't looking too good. We'll be fine. I planned this. You guys have to know how to deal with adversity. And that's what this trip's all about. Going backwards. We'll make it off the screen one day, I promise you. Big Blue River. Oh man. Good news, at least we've crossed the river a bunch of times and we didn't sink. Okay. So we're going to the Oregon Trail. We're not going to St. Joseph Road, because that'll take us back to the beginning. Again. Also, the prairie's on fire.
Goodness! I've never seen anything like it. Do you think we're safe here?
I think we need to power through it.
I recommend we stop for a while and keep an eye on the fire.
Yeah.
Make sure it doesn't get too close.
Lame.
Let's keep moving. We're no safer from the fire sitting still than we are traveling.
I agree. Right through the flames. Yeah! Oh, it worked out. That's why I'm the wagon leader. Team Blue has cholera. That's unfortunate.
Cholera? What are we gonna do?
Oh
That stuff
no.
spreads like wildfire. We can't stay here. It's in the water.
I'm reading off a script.
We had best find a doctor while most of us are still healthy.
I bet that guy
Cholera about.
worked on the
We have to
game.
remember to boil any water before drinking it.
It wouldn't be right to leave sick people behind.
No?
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Well, I don't want them to do cholera to me.
With cholera about.
We had best.
Well, we're surely seeing the elephant now.
We had.
Where's that other guy?
They need rest, lots of water, and some salt.
You know, a lot of people have things to say about cholera.
With cholera about.
Cholera?
Cholera?
What are we gonna do?
What are we
That
gonna
stuff spreads
do?
like wildfire. We can't stay here. It's in the water.
You're my favorite. I love how you talk. Well, we don't want our sick people to smell, so let's administer some peppermint. Yeah. Now you can be sick, but you smell great.
I reckon this must be what they call the Narrows.
Yeah, I
At
gathered.
least it looks pretty narrow to me.
Tell me more.
Well, the trail gets so narrow here that the wagons
Say
have
narrow
to go single file.
again.
On one side there's a steep cliff, and on the other side a river. Not much room to spare.
There's not a cliff, nor is there a river. The Narrows.
I'd suggest we take it slow and easy through here. The trail looks mighty rough.
Nope. Let's go. We don't stop for anything. Unless we're going back to the beginning, in which case, I prefer not to talk about that. Extreme heat, 103 degrees. Yeah, that's a little toasty. Just a tad. This guy and this guy are the same person. What do you think?
Welcome, folks. Pleased to meet you. Sorry we can't boast much.
Do you have any cough drops?
A few quarters here ain't a heap much bigger than a monk's cell. We'd be mighty appreciative of a bit of entertainment in the evening.
I have a guitar.
Most travelers come around to share a bit of news. And there's always somebody who can tell a good tale.
I got one. Once upon a time, we went to Oregon, then we died. The end. Let's go. Hope you liked it. Releasing my book soon. Plum Creek.
We're in need of a good rest. I'm plumb wore out
Oh,
from the travel.
it's
and
like the name of
animals
the
are in want
river.
Of extra feed. Some folks is all worried, afraid we might get caught in the winter snows.
June.
But we still ought to rest. Rome wasn't built in a day. And one more day on this trail ain't gonna make a bit of difference.
What if you die in that day?
Take the hurry out of
What
your
if you get
steps.
dysentery,
We'll get
snake
there
bite,
soon
broken
enough.
legs?
Trip won't get any easier for all our rushing along.
You have terrible advice. Go faster. 4 pounds of fresh fruit. Why'd I even bother? Also, here's a picture of what might be a plant. Or maybe an alien. Who knows? My time right now is 1:50 p.m. I want to say Eastern Standard Time, but it isn't anymore.
Good to see you, friend. You know, I spent some time out.
I don't care about your family. Team Subs is a bad cold. Coughing, fever, headaches, runny nose, sneezing, and sore throat. You'll be fine.
They'd better take care of themselves.
Babies.
Bad colds can easily turn into something much worse.
Like snake bite.
I think we ought to stop for a couple of days.
About the only thing you can do for a bad cold is get lots of
Euthanasia.
rest and drink lots of fluids.
Fluids. Vinegar. That'll help. Who doesn't love a good shot of vinegar? South Platte River. 1 1/2. Might be difficult. I doubt it. And now we fall off California Hill a dozen times. Doesn't look very steep. I guess it wasn't. Oh man, who's ready for some Independence Day? Oh god, the mental asylum's broken loose! Doesn't look very steep. Okay. That all works out. Animal injured stepping in a hole. 1 ox. So I ran over a golfer. I whacked a mole, and now the ox is dead. I did it. It'll be fine. See? There's the ox. It's happy. Now it turned into a bobcat. And now the bobcat's down here. Who's around Chimney Rock?
Fine scenery round these parts.
Look, man, it's Chimney Rock, okay? You treat it with more respect.
I say we continue on our way.
But it's Chimney Rock.
Time is a wasting. Let's get out.
But it's...
Goodness,
it's iconic.
have you ever seen anything like that before?
No? There's no yes option.
Well, you hear stories and see pictures of things like this, but it's nothing compared to actually seeing the real thing.
I've heard a lot of stories about rocks.
My father, who journeyed out in these parts back in the 30s,
The
says we ought to
1830s.
keep moving all the time. Winter will be coming before we know it.
It's July.
My father...
I'm really not too concerned. There is no winter.
I say we continue on our way.
Yarr. I'm gonna be in the UK until May 20th, I think. Or 19th, or something like that. What do you think? God, this music. How is the rest of the music in this game so good, but all the shops sound terrible? I never understood that. You know, it's like they made it as low budget as possible. Let's see, 3 feet. All for cocking that. What's in Fort Laramie? This guy.
Looks like as good a place as any to lay by a day and put up some fresh supplies. One of my oxen commenced a favor in a leg yesterday.
Okay.
I'd like the smithy here to take a look at the shoe.
Tell me more.
If what I hear is true, this
Yeah.
may be the last place we'll find a bit of civilized company.
I'm civilized
for a good
company.
long while.
You've got civilized company with your mustache.
All worn out and could use the rest. My druthers would be to rest here a day or two. My druthers would be to rest here a
What's
day
a
or
druther?
two. No more than that.
It's like your dad
'Cause
and your
we
brother.
Can stock up on what we need.
Your druthers.
My druther.
Well, that was educational. Which way to California? Hopefully the Oregon Trail. Probably not the Mormon Trail. I don't want to go east. Gotta go to California somehow. Oh. Oh. Team Red died of cholera. I didn't even know they had that. Passed the 1,000-mile mark today. Then Team Red died. Got a nasty splinter on my thumb. I thought you should know. Saw a grave dug up by wolves near Ash Hollow. Bones scattered about. A most distressing sight. We made our own distressingly shallow grave for Team Red. It was fun. Yay, Oregon. I can't type. Oh god. That one. Perfect. Sorry, Red. Nothing personal. Oh, Green! Team Green's got the measles. How dare you? What do you think about this?
I think we ought to rest for a few days so that they can recover.
Alright.
We're not going to let a few cases of measles
Screw you,
down,
Green. Your sickness means nothing.
Measles can spread quickly, and we should do our best to keep that from happening. You know, measles can kill small children.
Okay, well, so can a lot of things.
I think we ought to rest for a few...
Measles can...
I will treat your rash with aloe. Which is a bad idea, because that means I've just exposed myself to measles. But, you know, I do it for you, Green. We're brothers. Oh, God. Team Green is taking a turn for the worse. Fever, red, splashy skin rash, runny nose, sensitivity to the eyes to bright light, and a sore throat. In other words, they just sort of woke up. Oh.
I think we ought to rest for a few...
Okay, I'll rest. Happy now, Green? You can't die if you're resting. No meat. We should hunt. Green's gonna be fine, okay? I'm a printer. I've probably printed a medical journal once. I know what I'm doing. That's not food. Oh. Oh. Did not mean to hit that. Oh. There we go. Put Green out of their misery. Green will be fine. Don't worry. Let's rest a couple days for Green. I've got plenty of skills. You take that back. How's Green? Hey, Green's measles went away. I can rest off any disease. Oh god, Code Blue. I gotta finish that one day. It just sort of has a bad habit of crashing all the time. Oh man, bacon. 90 pounds. I'll take it. And then I'll eat that bacon in a fresh boot. Perfect. It's a delicacy. That's how I eat all my food. Out of people's shoes. Like my dog used to do. Maybe he was onto something. Wild fruit. Yeah, let's get it. 12 pounds. Delicious. Team Subs has dysentery. Again.
Dysentery, eh? Don't you think it would be a good idea to stop and rest a few days?
No, I don't. I think moving builds character.
Let's move on.
But no, Independence Rock.
Let's keep going.
But it's a national treasure.
Let's move on.
But it's America.
Let's keep going.
God, you people are no fun. Did I write anything about that? Sight is most reassuring. Wanted to spend more time at Independence Rock, but my party is full of killjoys, and I want to destroy them. Perfect. That'll be a good one for the historians. Who's around Devil's Gate?
Fine scenery round these parts.
Yeah, that's what I think about Devil's Gate.
I think it's time we be moving on now.
Fine. Fine. Don't look at anything. See if I care. Who's around Split Rock?
Good day to you folks.
You.
My name is Philip Maddox. I'm an artist with this surveying expedition.
He's just got a perpetual frown on all the time.
The U.S. government has commissioned us to map the land and to bring back some illustrations of the Indians, as well as the plant and animal life hereabouts.
Can you draw my picture?
Check your supplies often. Can't stress too much the
Post it in your
importance of
DeviantArt.
that. And don't
I'll
waste
reblog
a
that.
whole lot of time hunting. At least if it isn't an emergency.
Hey man, I'm gonna hunt as much as I want, okay? Urgh. Screw you, nature. There. We're fine. Did I ever finish Dust? No, not yet. I will eventually. 2 feet. I can afford that. I could afford this. I could afford this. I'm just guessing. I don't actually know. Deep Sand Route. No, wait, that's going the other way. Turn around, turn around. South Pass.
These mosquitoes are driving me crazy. Let's pick up our pace and get away from here as soon as we can.
Look at the emotion in my face. I am totally nuts. You want to see the piano guy in Dust again? I made a video of that, actually. Up on YouTube. Of, oh, did it log me out? If you ever need to see... Oh, it did log me out. If you ever needed to see, piano playing in Dust again, there is just the video for you. If this ever loads. Oh, God. Well, it might load. There it is. I should just make a loop of this that goes for hours. Probably still my favorite character in Dust. One of these days I'll get around to beating it. What a tune, though. I could just play this non-stop in the background forever. Probably not get bored of it. How's the hill? Fairly steep. We'll be fine. Here's a bear. See? Bear believes in us. 2 feet. We're fine. Here's a... whatever animal that was. A jackal? An overgrown dog?
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay, fine. Team Blue has alkali sickness. Administer grease or lard. Why? Why would you think that's the right thing? Alkali sickness? Yes, let's just grease you up, Blue. Yep, let's do it. I'm helping. You'll be fine, Blue. No one I've ever greased up has gotten sick. Generalized pain, nausea and vomiting, total prostration, and upset stomach. Well, now you're slippery as well. It's an improvement. Maybe. Your party's suffering from thirst. That's because this guy's drinking all of it. Good advice.
We've got to find some water, and soon.
My mustache is gonna dehydrate.
We are getting right desperate. We won't last much longer without water.
Oh, man. Is that racist? I can't tell. Oops. Wait, why would I increase rations? Let's increase your rations of salted pork and bacon while you all have no water.
Fine scenery round these parts.
That's what you always say.
Let's move on.
Let's keep
Fine. Oh, look at the rock. Oh, jeez. Look at the rock some other day. Let them drink the lard. That's a good point. Continue as usual. See? Thunderstorm makes wild vegetables. Perfect. I don't know what I'm eating. We're suffering from thirst.
If we slow our pace a bit, we might last longer without water. But I could be wrong about that.
I bet you are. Let's go faster. There, water. I helped. 5 1/2 feet. Oops. Oh no, I lost my gun. My only rifle. It's now in the drink. And a pair of boots. Well, we crossed it. No water. How is there no water? We just sunk in a river. You all got submerged. Why aren't you just satiated now? Team Pink has died of thirst, but you just... You fell in. I don't... Okay. So we fell into a river, and then the next day, you died of thirst. How do you do that? How do you die of thirst? It's like if I threw you in a swimming pool full of fresh, clean water, and then you dehydrated. God, Pink. God, Green, you also died of thirst. Okay. Alright. Everyone's a little miffed. That's fine. Team Blue's feeling okay. Team Subs is alright. Just drink your spit or something. Drink someone else's spit, I don't know. Very low morale. Let's rest right next to the radioactive whatever this is. Radioactive spill of marshmallow fluff. Very low morale. Oh, come on. 4 days. We're resting. You're supposed to be happy. Low morale. Perfect. It's an improvement. No, they can't kick me out. I'm not the trail god. Injured livestock. Whatever. In my sad Keanu pose over here.
We ought to stop for a while. The animal may yet recover.
Maybe it won't. Let's go. Also, where am I taking this? Fort Bridger. Oh. That would make sense.
Howdy. 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 Hi there.
Do you have water? No. I'll take a nail. And some chain. Oh, no. Can't afford any chain. I will just buy 14 pounds of nails. Because maybe I'll need them. I doubt it.
This might be a good place to rest a while.
What do you mean by rest?
Just what I said.
Oh.
We've done enough. Just what. Yeah. Listen to what I'm.
Oh,
this
wait.
might be a good place. Yeah. Listen to what. Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Let's go. Reinvigorated. Let's do this. Abandoned wagon. Search it for something useful. I found a bunch of stuff which I will probably never use. It'll be great. Came from a dead person. That's how you know it's quality. Team Subs has died of thirst. You know what, Subs? There might be serious consequences if you don't provide a proper burial. Well, too bad. You should have thought about that before dying. Look, we're at the Bear River, and you died of thirst right in front of it. Okay? God. You people. How? How do you manage to do this? Oops. Wait for conditions to improve. I've been dismissed. People don't think I'm a good wagon leader anymore. But that's okay. I'm a greenhorn now. Less stuff to worry about.
Keep back. You ain't a-passing us. Keep back. Keep back. Keep back.
That's fine. Everyone's dead, so...
Hello. 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 Hello.
I think we ought to keep...
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I'm done. Just had to get that out of my system. Your party's suffering from thirst. Oh, God. Guys, it's a river. Drink it. Please. No. Drink the mud. Drink the snake. I don't know what you guys want. How do I put water in you?
We met a man yesterday who said he'd already been to California.
Did he bring back water?
His report bore a good account of the country and the quality of the land to be had. That was a relief to hear.
He's lying. Dixie Hollow. Fairly steep. Oops. Your party is suffering from thirst. Oh, wow. That's surprising. Team Blue's lips are chapped. You'll be fine. Don't kiss anyone for a bit. East Canyon.
Good to see you, friend.
Hmm.
You know, I spent some time out west.
Do you have
and
any
now
water?
I'm traveling back east to
Do you have any
fetch my
chapstick?
family.
Team Blue's kind of
Good
upset.
to see you, friend.
Little Dutch Hollow. Yeah, this is totally not Photoshop at all. Nope. Not at all. What do you think?
This hill is no big deal. Let's just keep going.
Okay. You said it, Sweater Man. Oh, is the clock here? You know, I haven't checked. I don't think it is. I think we might have lost the clock. Oh no. Guys, we are down a clock. I repeat, we are clockless. Also, I don't have a gun anymore. You don't have a gun either. None of you have guns. Can I beat a buffalo to death with the guitar, maybe? Fairly steep, it's fine. Little mountain.
I think it's time we
Yep. It's adorable. Suffering from thirst. Oh, we're at the Donner Hill. How prophetic.
I think we ought to keep going.
I think we ought to eat each other. Hey, I made it to Great Salt Lake City, except this wasn't where I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go to California. I ended up in Great Salt Lake City. I might need to turn around and do it again. Or we can just live here.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Howdy.
Is that a dog noise?
Welcome to Great Salt Lake City.
Hello.
Friends. My name is Augustus Parkinson.
They
Come
named the
on
disease
in
after
town
me.
and renew yourselves. Not only is this a fine place to restock your provisions and obtain the help and sustenance you need,
How about water?
but it's also a major crossroads on the trails.
Yeah.
Roads to Oregon, California, and back east branch off from here.
I have to go to California. How do I do that? I don't want to settle here.
I've heard horror stories about the Hastings cutoff.
Where is that?
I suggest you look...
Howdy, folks. Welcome to our fair city.
Get out of here. Well, do we want to live in the Great Salt Lake City? Or do we want to try to find California? I really don't know. I feel like if we try to find California, we're probably going to die. Which would be... well, pretty much what I'd expect to happen. Let's live here. Restock and head out. I have 9 cents. I don't think I could live in Great Salt Lake. Rest here and keep moving. Keep going. Alright. Let's try to find California. Oops. We're gonna die. I just want you to know that. Oh, damn it. We're suffering from thirst. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Team Blue has died of thirst. I'm making an executive decision. You're all dead. With all of my party members gone due to thirst, I will settle alone in Great Salt Lake City. I did it. Someone had to make it. Here's a picture of George Washington. He's not very happy with us. I got 360 acres on a day after my birthday. What lies ahead for me? I built a home on 360 acres of land. Unfortunate business decisions led to unexpected financial hardships. I lived a long and honorable life, a beloved member of the community whose descendants today number in the hundreds. Oh, well, I had a lot of babies in a town I wasn't even supposed to end up in. Somehow, I made a wrong turn. I don't know where. Ended up in Salt Lake City, and then had children with every woman in town. That's honorable. Perfect. Final score, 5,001. Did I get any bonus for going to the wrong place? I guess not. Well, am I sure I want to end my game? I guess. I don't really have a choice. I don't even show up on here. Jesse Applegate is entirely too good. One of these days we will beat Alicia Stevens, but not today. Unfortunately. Yes, the Genghis Khan of Salt Lake City. Well, that was the Oregon Trail 2, which is to say, quite possibly the worst playthrough of the Oregon Trail 2 I've ever done. Tracing steps back, forth, sometimes just in a big circle. And then we went to the wrong town after everyone died. Exactly how it should have gone. Well, could technically play again. I mean, just spent about an hour on this, so I don't know if I necessarily want to. But it's either that, you could do roller coasters. Why not? Cannot do time travel in this version. Believe me, I've tried. No luck yet. But, oh, that's right, I do have a new version of, thingy. Of, what am I trying to say? Of, Real Lives, 2010, I have. How's the tea in London? Honestly, really haven't had that much. Not much at all. I'm a coffee guy, and I haven't had coffee in ages either, which is kind of killing me slowly, but what can you do? So, do you want to pop into a roller coaster tycoon scenario, or play my boyfriend? I have finished my boyfriend, I think. I don't think there's anything left to do with my boyfriend that I haven't already done. I need to play Roller Coaster Tycoon with pounds as the currency. Oh god, you're right. I do. I guess we could. Okay, sure, yeah, we'll play Real Lives. I'll recreate myself in London and see how it goes. Let's do that. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna make MonotoneTim in Real Lives 2010 and see what happens. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized Real Lives 2010 does not work in a window. It's all full screen, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture the chat or read the chat at all. We'll try it. We'll see how that works. Oops, throw this over here. I'm not exactly sure how well this will work, but I'll give it a shot. I will see. Oh, Jesus. I'll work on that later. Got a bunch of corrections all telling me my writing is horrendous. Where is my copy of Real Life? Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. Let me see if I can capture this. The only reason I play the old Real Lives in a virtual machine is because that's the only way I can make it windowed. However, Real Lives 2010, I cannot do that. When I played it at home, I had a second monitor, and I just put the game on there, or the chat on there, and captured it. But don't know. We'll see. I want to make a custom life. No, I don't want to be Majid. No, I don't want this. I want to be British Tim. I also can't shrink this. Oh no. Can anyone think of a way to make this windowed? I wonder... This wouldn't use DirectX, would it? It wouldn't. Right? That wouldn't make any sense. Right? Hang on. What's the thing I use? Oh, I forgot the name. It's, DXWND. DirectX windowed. Is there a windowed thing? I didn't try that. Minus W. Why do I need it to be windowed? Well, if it's full screen, I can't see the chat. Let's see if this works. What? Oh, fine. I don't think it's gonna go. No. That's annoying. No, there's no little thing for options either. Bummer. You can technically try to force it to be windowed, but it doesn't always work. Usually I found it doesn't work at all, to be honest. That's when I was trying to get windowed mode for hard time. Last time I used this. Let's see. Coffee Break. Oh, what a bummer that game was. Who made Real Lives? Oh, it's just under... Oh, it's right there. I knew that. I knew that. It's just testing you. Now, this will hook into it if it uses DirectX. I highly doubt it. Well, no, it might, now that I think about it, because it does have 3D face rendering. It's possible it does. Let's find out. Modify. That looks about right. Sure. Run. It might just not load at all. I have no idea. Alright, well, Real Lives is now this white line. Is that uTorrent on my desktop? No. You don't torrent. Clearly. Can't advocate for illegal activities. It serves as a warning. It serves as a PSA. Don't torrent. Or else. Well, it's kind of loading. Hang on. Real lives. It's blank. It's the blank tapestry of life. It's a metaphor for the human condition. You could be anything or nothing. It's representative of man's inhumanity to man and something about Christ imagery, and I don't think it's working. Well, real lives. Oh, I played Ambulance Sim on this. I forgot. What a game that was. It was a bad game. But it was a fun game. This is DXWND, yes. It does not seem to be working, and if anything, I think it has just frozen up. Alright, well, let's just pretend that never happened. Let's see. Oh. Real lives. Go to process. Kill you. Guess which version we're playing? Gotta be the old one. Because the old one works. New one doesn't. Let me just go and update the thing I'm playing now. Real lives. There. Update. There we go. I'm gonna go be obnoxious and tweet about this. Yeah. So Web 2.0. Oh, did I copy that? I did. Real lives. Coasters. Maybe. Or perhaps I'll just noodle around in Windows 98 for hours on end. Who knows? At least I'm being honest. At least I'm checking Drive C for errors. Whoops. That one. Is this going to be the time I stream regularly? I don't think so. I'm only streaming today because the roommate went to the library for a few hours. So, usually he's here on weekends. But, not today. Why don't I tweet a picture of what I'm eating for breakfast? I don't eat breakfast anymore. Breakfast and I are not on good terms. Yeah, Windows 98. Let's just make this bigger. That's fine. Sure. Perfect. I love it. Alright, give me a minute. Capture this. Crop the bottom. There we go. Shrink that a bit. That mostly works. Stream with the roommate. I don't think he'd be interested. How long do I plan on streaming for? A few hours. What language am I doing on Lang 8? I'll tell you when I get better at it. Oh no. I have to restart it. Crap. Alright, let's do that. Oh, that's not that. Restart. I need to try a full English breakfast. I've been told that's a thing I should do one day. Haven't gotten around to it. London is expensive. Holy hell. I know the exchange rate doesn't help, but everything costs money. A lot of money. More money than I'm really willing to spend for most things. So, most of what I've been eating are PB&J sandwiches, the occasional ham sandwich, with lettuce if I'm feeling fancy, and a bowl of cereal. Those are all the food groups. Because they're cheap. Why am I in London? I'm studying abroad. It's my last semester in college. I could have graduated last semester, but I still have another semester's worth of scholarship money, so I figure, why not? I'll put it to this. I'll go and be worldly and drink tea and all of that. But the thing is that in New York City, there's a lot of cheap food, especially in Chinatown. Chinatown here, with the exchange rate, still a lot of money for food. So, Real Lives, where is that? Why don't I put a shortcut to it? That would make a lot of sense. Cyberflix. Gamers. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, there's. Got it. Okay, Real Lives 2007. It's like Real Lives 2010, just without the freaky 3D faces. 3D faces there. And a couple years out of date. Alright. I'm gonna make me character designer. I'm gonna go to England. Okay, I'm gonna go to the United Kingdom. That's what I meant to say. London. What is the closest name to mine? Given name. Are there any Tims in London? Yes! Timothy. Timothy Cole, Coleman, Cook, Cox, Crawford, Dunn. I need something that begins with a T. And ideally sounds like Tropoli, but I doubt anything does. Timothy Thompson. I'd be like an American expat. Timothy Washington. Timothy Webb. Timothy Young. Timothy Old. Timothy Woods. Timothy Wilson. Oh man, I could be like Bizarro World Brian Wilson. Assigning the attributes is going to be a deep moment of self-reflection. You're right. I'm just gonna make them all 0. No, I'm kidding. Happiness. You know, I wish there were a way for you guys to judge me on this. And then I'll just have the chat assign me values. I think that would be more interesting. But I don't know if it's possible. Because it would involve making a whole bunch of different polls. Alright, how about this? You guys can do the psychoanalyzing. You decide. How happy am I? 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There. You guys can be my therapist. Have fun. How happy does the chat think I am? A lot of 0. Oh god. That's actually kind of fun to watch. Seems like 0 is winning. The chat thinks I'm mind-numbingly depressed, apparently. 18, 19, 20 votes on 0. It's got right about twice as many as 60, the next runner-up. It's gonna be 0 on everything. It's possible. Alright, chat says 0. Happiness, 0. Intelligence, oh, that'll be a fun one. I wish I could just reuse this poll, but I can't. How smart am I? Ooh, this is gonna be depressing. Oops. Can't have 2 zeros. 100. How smart am I, guys? Do I dare ask? Also, I should have put a space out. 0. 0 and 100. Okay, I'll take it. You average it, it's 50. Totally normal. Okay, so far chat thinks my intelligence is 100. Happiness is 0. I'm a depressed genius. Alright, I'll take it. My smart-am is 100. You had to dock points for smart-am. My bad. Okay, chat says 100. Oh, there's so many more to go. Intelligence. Or not intelligence, I just did that. Artistic. Oh. Oh no. How arty am I? I should just put 0 and not even let you guys vote on this, because I know the answer. How arty am I? How artistic am I? 10? 100? 50? You know, 0's got fewer votes than I thought it would. 100? Oh, 100 and 0 are almost tied. First one to hit 25 votes wins. 22 on 100, 18, 0, 24. It's close. Oh, 25. Chat thinks I am the artiest person to have ever won, or ever lived. How musical am I?